welcome to sjprogrammingsolutions. So in today's video we are going to see why string is immutable in Java. So this is very important interview question asked in many interviews for the freshers as well as for the experienced candidates. So we should be clear about this concept. So let's discuss about the string immutability. So very first let's discuss what is the mutable. Means if some object is mutable, then what it means by the mutability. Okay, so let's suppose we have here the class as a string demo. Okay, and inside this string demo let's take the value int num1 is equal to 20 and int num2 is equal to 30. Okay, so these are two integer variables we have inside this string demo class. Okay, now inside this main class let's create the object of this string demo class. So string demo is equal to new string demo. Okay, and now demo dot num1 is equal to, let's keep 40, and demo dot num2 is equal to 50. Okay, so now here the previously the value for num1 was 20 and for the num2 the value was 30. Okay, but after some time in this main method we have created the object of this string demo class, and by using that object we have changed the value of this num1 and num2. Okay, so previously value was 20 30 and now the value for this num1 num2 is 40 50. Okay, so this behavior we can call it as a mutable, means we can mutate the state of the object or we can change the values of the object. Okay, so this is the mutability, and if we let's print the values here. Okay, so before mutating what was the result and after mutating what is the result. Okay, so yes out and num1 and num2. Okay, so yeah, let's make this variable as a static. Okay, and now we will print the same value after changing the values. Okay, now let's run the program and see what will be the result. Okay, so see here for this system.out.println statement we are getting the result as 20 30. These are the values which are initialized to num1 and num2 initially. But after that we have changed the value from this 20 to 40 and from this 30 to 50, and that is the result we are getting. Means we can change the state of the object. Okay, so this is the mutability. And immutable means what? Once we create the object completely, then we cannot change the values or the state of that object. Okay, for example, here let's suppose, let's remove this one, and here we have the string str is equal to, let's keep hello. Okay, so when we are writing string str is equal to hello, that time one object will create inside the string constant pool. Okay, and this str will be pointing to that object. Okay, now if we try to change the value of this string variable, let's suppose str dot concat, and here if we want to change the value of str from hello to hello world, then what will happen? So here the value of this str will not change. With this changed value, means this hello world, new object will create inside the string constant pool. Okay, so here the object will create inside the string constant pool with the value hello. Okay, and this str will point to that object which is inside the string constant pool. Now here we are trying to change the state of this object str. Okay, now we are trying to change the value from hello to hello world. Okay, if we are trying to do that, then what will happen? The new object will create inside the heap memory area with the content hello world, so that the state of this str object will not change. still we have the hello value inside this variable str. Okay, now let's print the value here. If we are printing the value of this str, then here we will still get the value as a hello. Okay, so run the application and see. So still we are getting the value as a hello. Okay, and if we want to see the hello world value, then let's store this inside the another variable str1. And now if we are printing that str1, then we will get the value as a hello world, because this object is created inside the heap memory area, and now this str1 is pointing to that object. Okay, so here we will get the result as a hello, and for the second system.out.println we will get the result as a hello world. Now let's run the application. See here. Okay, so we are getting the value as a hello and hello world. Okay, so I hope this is clear to everyone. So what it means by the immutability. Immutability means once we create the object, then we cannot make any changes on that, or we cannot change the state of that object or the values of that object. Okay, so this is the immutability. Now let's discuss why string is immutable in Java. So let's suppose we have the string name is equal to Sheetal. So whenever we are creating the string object with the string literal, that time the object will create inside our string constant pool. Okay, so here in this string constant pool, one object will create with the value Sheetal, and this name will point to this object. Okay, now let's suppose these are the names of the employees. Okay, and in our company we have one more employee with the same name Sheetal. Okay, so that here let's suppose we have the another employee name string name1 is equal to Sheetal. Okay, so as we already discussed, in string constant pool, the duplicates are not allowed, and whenever we are creating the another object with the same content, that time JVM will check is there already object created inside the string constant pool with the same value. So here we have the object Sheetal, and this name is pointing to this object. Okay, so that JVM will not create the another object, and this name one will also point to this already created object. Okay, so that here we will have one more reference name one, which is pointing to this object. Okay, now let's suppose in our company we have the same 20,000 employees whose name is Sheetal. Okay, so here we have the 20,000 employees with the name Sheetal, and as per our string constant pool behavior, all these 20,000 employee names will be pointing to one object which is created inside this string constant pool. Okay, now what it means by the string immutability. Immutability means what? Once we create the object, then we cannot change the state of the object. Okay, now we are discussing why string is immutable. Okay, so let's suppose here we have the 20,000 employee object which are pointing to this object. Okay, if string is not immutable, and then if here I am trying to change the value of this name1 dot concat from Sheetal to Sheetal Java. Okay, so in this case this name1 value will be Sheetal Java. Okay, if this is Now if string is not immutable, then this name1 value, name1 is pointing here. Okay, so currently this is Sheetal, so now this will be Sheetal Java, right? Okay, now the name1 value will be Sheetal Java, but here to this object other 20,000 objects are pointing. Okay, so that this change will affect to all the remaining object, means for all these objects the value will be now from Sheetal to Sheetal Java. Okay, so this line is impacting our previous code. Okay, so because of this string constant pool implementation and the behavior, we cannot make string as a mutable. Okay, so that is one reason why string is immutable in Java. Okay, now let's discuss the another reason why string is immutable. Okay, so let's suppose here we have the string str and the value will be hello, and on this str we are trying to call the hashcode method. Okay, now again we are trying to call this method 3 times. Okay, so here what will happen, this object str will create inside the string constant pool with the value hello. Okay, then we are calling the str.hashcode method 3 times. Okay, now let's put the debugger here and see what will happen. Okay, now let's start the debugging. So currently here in this str we have the value as a hello. Okay, so I hope you are able to see this debugger screen. Now the hash value is 0 and inside this value character array we have the means same string is converted into the character. Now we want to see the internal implementation of this hashcode method. Okay, so just go inside this hashcode method. Okay, so this is our hashcode method of the string class, and now inside this hash we have the variable h which is assigned with this hash variable, and inside this hash we have the value as a 0. Okay, now let's see where this hash is initialized. So here we can go to declaration. Okay, so see here we have this private int hash and the default value for this variable will be 0. Okay, now let's go to our hash code method. Okay, now let's see here. Okay, so inside this hash code method currently the value for this h is 0, and in this if condition the h is equal to 0 and the value dot length should be greater than 0. Okay, currently the h is 0 and the value dot length means the length of our string. Okay, our string is hello, so the length is 5 which is greater than 0. So it will come inside this if and calculate the hash code, and then it will return this hash code. Okay, now let's step over. Okay, so we came to this if condition. So currently the h is 0 and the value is hello. So it will come inside, and inside this val character array we have all our string. Okay, now here this is the for loop which will execute till the length of our string, means 5 times this loop will execute and calculate the hash code. Okay, now step over. So 5 times it's done, and now it will return the hash code. So now this is the generated hash value 99162322. Okay, and this is assigned to this hash. Okay, and then it will return. So our hash is calculated now. Okay, now we came to our first point str.hashcode. Okay, so currently the hash code value we have 99162322. Again when we step over, it will come here, and if we evaluate the expression, let's see what is the value. Okay, so here we are evaluating, and now we are getting the same hash code which is generated for the previously when we were debugging. Okay, so let's see internally what is happening. Will it generate that hash code again, or it is using the previously generated hash code? Okay, now let's go inside this, and here we can see the value for this h is now the previously calculated hash code. The first time it was 0, so that it will come to this if condition. And now here see, the first condition is that h is equal to 0. Okay, but the h is not 0 in this case, so that this if condition will not satisfy, so that it will not come inside this if condition. So directly it will come out here and it will return the previously calculated hash code. Okay, so let's see, it is coming here. Okay, so that this operation we don't have to perform again and again, we can use the previously calculated hash code only. Okay, so let's step over, step over, and here also the same thing will happen. If we go inside, here we have the already calculated hash code, so it will directly come to this line, return hash code. Okay, so that what I want to explain here, the string is immutable, and that's why it is pointing to the same object created inside the string constant pool. Okay, and all these are pointing to same object, so that the hash code for that will be the same, and again it is not calculating the hash code. Okay, so the calculation of hash code operation we don't have to perform again and again, so that we are optimizing our code or the performance. Okay, so this is the second reason. Now let's suppose, let's stop this debugger, and here we have one hash map. Okay, with the key as a string and the value as a integer. Okay, so h map, or let's keep as a map, is equal to new hash map. Okay, and now if we want to put some value inside the hash map, that time we can use the put method, right? And here for this string, let's enter Sheetal, and for Sheetal the value will be 100. Okay, so internally what will happen here, whenever we are creating the hash map and trying to put or insert the value key value pair, so that time this, whenever we are writing map.put, that time the hash code method will call, okay, to calculate the hash code for this key, and on the basis of that calculated hash code it will find out in which exact bucket this key value pair should be stored. Okay, so that here it is calling the hash code method. Okay, now when we want to get the value for this key Sheetal, let's keep here Sheetal, that time also it will call the hash code method, calculate the hash code, and from that bucket it will get the value for this Sheetal key, which is 100. Now let's suppose we have to call this map.get method 1000 times, and if this string class is not immutable, in that case we have to calculate the hash code as well for the 1000 time. Okay, but string is immutable, so that it will calculate the hash code only one time and then it will catch inside the hash. Okay, and we are using the same hash code again and again without calculating it. Okay, so this is the another reason why string is immutable and how it is helping us to improve the performance or the optimization. Okay, so these are some reasons why string. Another one is that the security, because most of the time to store the username password we use the string. Okay, and as string is immutable, so that thread safety is another reason why string is immutable. Okay, so these are some reasons why string is immutable. I hope this is clear to everyone. If you have any doubt, you can mention in the comment section. And if you like the video, please share with your friends so they can also get this understanding. And don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you.